Started out as, Union generals who were, dismayed at the poor marksmanship of the, people who were being recruited to fight to save the Union. And it just morphed into this other thing. I mean, they were all for gun reform when the Black Panthers were carrying long guns in Los Angeles. And then they decided to join the Southern strategy, and they've hardened into this other thing that we just heard described. There's no negotiating with that, right?
There is not. And in fact, I think that part of what you are seeing with the NRA convention is them trying to make a point. The part of the propaganda of the NRA and the Republicans who support them is that this has actually nothing to do with us, right? That these are criminals who are getting their hands on guns using the freedoms that we are gathering for law-abiding citizens against us, right? They believe that they want to convince America that these people are separate, that we have to, in fact, have more guns to protect ourselves from these few criminals who get their hands on the guns and use them in these ways. That is, if you believe that your true safety is only garnered if you have arms in your home, if you have long guns strapped to your chest, if you have them in your truck, if you have them at the grocery store, then this doesn't penetrate for you. You can even feel sad. You can even say, this is a really bad thing that happened. However, that has nothing to do with me. My guns are locked up. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've never done anything wrong with guns in my life. And in fact, because we have more guns in America than people, 99.9% of people have never used their gun against another human being in this country. So to a large degree, it's right. But it only takes a fraction to wreak absolute havoc. And that is what we have. And until we retreat from this idea of gun proliferation and also reducing the barriers to gun ownership and the rules around when and where you can have them, we will never get over the havoc that the fraction of a percentage are wreaking on our society.
Yeah, and Michael, let me play Beto O'Rourke, because I thought he was very magnanimous today. He was at that protest across the street, and this is what he said.
There are some, including those who've lost those who are most dear to them, who will say it is too soon for us to talk about what we are going to do to prevent this from ever happening again. But I hope that you agree with me that the time for us to have stopped Uvalde was right after Sandy Hook. The time for us to have stopped Uvalde was right after Parkland. The time for us to have stopped Uvalde was right after Santa Fe High School. The time for us to stop the next mass shooting in this country is right now, right here, today,